Impossible to hold him accountable, DeSantis signs laws to ease 2024 run. Ron DeSantis is using the final weeks before he reportedly launches a presidential campaign to modify Florida law to allow him to run while serving as governor and reduce transparency over political spending and his travel. DeSantis is poised to sign a bill that would exempt him from Florida's Resign to Run law, so that he won't have to give up his office in order to run for president.
Subscribe our YouTube channel and click our bell icon for new videos.
He won't have to give up his office in order to run for president. Under existing state law, if he were to run, DeSantis would have had to submit a resignation letter before Florida's qualifying deadline this year and step down by Inauguration Day in 2025. Last month, Republicans in the state legislature passed a measure that says the restriction does not apply to those running for president or vice president. The bill also imposes sweeping new voting restrictions in the state and will make it much harder for nonprofits to do voter registration drives. I can't think of a better training ground than the state of Florida for a future potential commander-in-chief, Tyler Sirois, a Republican state lawmaker, said when the bill was being debated. Some Democrats questioned why lawmakers would allow DeSantis to take his attention away from being governor. Why are we signing off on allowing Ron DeSantis the ability to not do his job? Angie Nixon,
Subscribe our YouTube channel and click our bell icon for new videos.
Why are we signing off on allowing Ron DeSantis the ability to not do his job? Angie Nixon, a legislator from Jacksonville, said last month. DeSantis also signed a bill last week that will shield records related to his travel from public view. The new law exempts all of DeSantis's past and future travel from disclosure under Florida's public records law, one of the most transparent in the U.S. It also exempts the state from having to disclose the names of people who meet with the governor at his office or mansion or travel with him, said Barbara Peterson, the executive director of the Florida Center for Government Accountability, who has worked on transparency laws for more than 3 decades in the state. Republican lawmakers and DeSantis have cited security concerns to justify the law. But Democrats and transparency advocates have said it is a brazen effort to keep DeSantis's travel secret. It's unfreaking believable, Peterson said. It will be virtually impossible to hold this governor accountable without access to those kinds of records. The security rationale for the bill was bogus, she said. They're not going to let somebody in the mansion if they don't know who that person is. I don't understand why it's a security concern of where he went 6 weeks ago. Where a governor goes, who travels with the governor, who the governor meets with is all information of critical importance to the public. Who is influencing the governor? We need to know that. The same bill that repeals the Resign to Run requirement would make it harder to know where political committees in Florida, including DeSantis's, are raising money from. Currently, statewide political committees are required to file monthly campaign finance reports for much of a campaign. Under the new measure, those committees would only have to file quarterly reports until the state's qualification deadline, when they would have to file more regular reports. It's definitely a step backwards for transparency in campaign finance, said Ben Wilcox, the co-founder of Integrity Florida, a government watchdog group. It's just gonna slow down the reporting of what these political committees are raising. They are raising boatloads of money. The political committees are the preferred fundraising tool out there, he added. DeSantis recently moved to distance himself from his Florida political committee, which has about $86 million, according to Politico. The move prompted speculation that the committee might attempt to transfer money to a federal super PAC backing his presidential bid, Politico reported. Such a transfer may be legally questionable and would only be possible if DeSantis were unaffiliated with the Florida Political Committee. It looks like they're laying the groundwork to transfer the money to some sort of vehicle that would support his presidential run, said Stephen Spalding, a campaign finance expert at Common Cause, a government watchdog group. What that, again, goes to show is how loose the coordination rules are, how they need to be strengthened, and how existing rules need to be enforced. It looks like they're laying the groundwork to transfer the money to some sort of vehicle that would support his presidential run, said Stephen Spalding, a campaign finance expert at Common Cause, a government watchdog group. What that, again, goes to show is how loose the coordination rules are, how they need to be strengthened, and how existing rules need to be enforced. Existing rules need to be enforced.
Subscribe our YouTube channel and click our bell icon for new videos.